A review of the Hyundai i20. The reg is 2014. I'm just going to open the back door so you can see the size it's like inside. Now if you have a look, the back seats are quite nice and big. You've got head restraints at the back as well. It's got 2 seat belts and one in the middle. There's not a lot of leg room at the back if you're a 6-foot bloke who's driving, so it's okay if you're a smaller person, but it's alright for kids, I suppose. Just one pocket on the passenger side. Let's have a look at the front. Doors shut nicely. Open quite nice. Let's just sit inside. Glove compartment's nice and big. Gear stick's fine. Just one cup holder down there and a bit of a tray down there as well. And the dashboard's got a CD player. It looks like there's some ports down here for the USB and iPods stuff, and there's a cigarette lighter there and a bit of a compartment there. And that's about it inside. It's got electric windows on the front, and on the mirrors it's a manual one. I suppose if you upgrade to higher spec one, you're going to get automatic changes for the mirror settings. So anyway, that's inside. What I'll do is I'll just set up the cameras and then we'll go for a drive and see what it's like. So I'm inside the Hyundai i20. Seats are quite comfy. Nice leg room. So I'm 6 foot, so there's enough leg room. The way you start the Hyundai i20 is you've got to have your foot on the clutch before you start it, otherwise it's not going to start. Not a bad sound. The accelerator pedal's a little bit sensitive, so you don't need to press it too hard. Let's get reverse. That's not so bad. That's nice and quiet going in reverse, wasn't crunching. Brakes are nice and soft, but you can't. They're not like dead powerful brakes. You've got to put a bit of pressure behind to slow them down. And I've just noticed as you went over 10 miles an hour, the central locking kicks in and locks all the doors for you. So that's a nice thing, especially if you're a lady and you're worried about safety pulling up at some lights. You don't have to worry about that. Once you set off, it'll kick in. This must be a 1.2 model, because it's asking for a gear change pretty quick. I'm not going that fast, you can tell by the sound, but there's also a rev counter and a speedometer, and in the centre of your dial you've got a petrol gauge, and you've also got a temperature gauge for the engine, telling you if it's getting too warm. It looks like the normal temperature is just below 90 degrees on it. So I'm just going to do a right turn and go onto a faster road, so it's like it's handling quite nice on the slower roads. There's nothing unusual about it. It handles quite nice. Handbrake's nice and sturdy. It's easy to put on the handbrake, not tough. Steering wheel's okay, it's nothing special about the steering wheel, a little bit boring to be honest. I like a little bit of a sportier steering wheel, and it's a bit too sensitive to me, the steering wheel, but by that I mean that a slightest touch and it feels like it's moving somewhere, or there's something spot on not right about it. But previous cars, it's responded a bit easier. With this one, there's a little bit of a play where you turn the wheel and nothing's happening for a split second. But apart from that, it's actually quite good. It's responding quite nice. What I have noticed is the indicators on the dashboard, you know, the left and right indicators, they're right in the corner of the dashboard, which might not seem like a bad thing, but I like seeing them in the middle because they're kind of hidden away, and because I'm quite a big big bloke, then you might not see the indicators so much, and it's definitely quieter when you're indicating than the previous cars. So there's a possibility that you're going to come out of a bend, a left turn or a right turn or on a roundabout, and you're going to leave the indicator on by mistake. So it's nice, responsive. It's coming along quite nice. It's not struggling. I'll put the foot down some faster roads in a minute, see what it's like there. Yeah, definitely the indicator is something that I don't like. Nice and quiet, which is something I like, but the indicator light's right in the corner. It's kind of hidden slightly by the steering wheel, so you might not see it's actually on sometimes. So that's something that needs to be aware of. Handbrake's nice and firm, doesn't make it move or anything. The gear changes are quite smooth, by the way. They're not clunky, they're nice and smooth going into the gears. Engine's pretty quiet when it's sat there. At the moment I've got the aircon on, and even when the aircon's on, the engine's not very loud. I've got it on low setting. The temperature gauge on this one is just a manual turn. It's not like a digital one where you can go up and down its own. Dashboard's okay, just a little bit of plaster. Yeah, it's a good example here. The indicator staying on, so I'm just checking and cancelling. Where some indicators of some cars slightly turned opposite direction, knocks it off. So it's not as sensitive as some of them. It's responding quite nice at high speeds. So slowing down for the roundabout. Brakes work a lot better at faster speeds, by the way. They're a bit more responsive. And it's handling quite nice on the bends as well, on the roundabouts. And I'm doing a nice speed. I'm not like pushing too hard, just doing a good speed. It's not pulling so much. So that's coming towards the end of it. So I'm going to be pulling over in a few minutes. Definitely feels quite nice on the roads. Go roundabout, coming up. Just checking what's going on. Well, actually, it feels nice pulling off. It's finding the gears quite easy. It's asking for that fifth gear pretty early though, so it must be a smaller engine. But it's not struggling. I mean, I'm getting towards 60 miles an hour quite easy. And I'll just do a turn into this left turn. So the indicator is pretty quiet. You won't even think it's on sometimes. But looking down at the dashboard, I can see it's on. I mean, apart from the indicators on the dashboard being in the corner, it's actually pretty clearly laid out with the speedometer. I'll just pull over here. So the overall opinion is, if you're going to get an Hyundai i20, it's a good car to get. Just give it a test drive, make sure you're happy with it. The steering wheel feels nice and light at slow speeds, a bit too light for what I like in, but when you pick up the speed, it stiffens up a bit more, which makes it a little bit more responsive on the faster roads. Take care.